Eyes down for the Good morning, folks. It's a beautiful sunny Wednesday, and today is Volvo Day. We have to first of all charge the battery on the tractor to get it out, because it's been stood all winter without being started, and it's been getting cold in here, so it's very quickly charged up again. I'm just leaving it on while I go for a cup of tea at Keith's. Right, so today's Volvo Day. What we have to do to the Volvo for its MOT is put on a new exhaust back box, a new steering column universal joint, 2 rubber boots on the bottom ball joints on the front suspension. Oh, and some, apparently you can get a conversion kit for the rear brakes, which takes up the wear in the handbrake linkage. It's like one of those star wheel adjusters. It's it's a long pillar with a star wheel adjuster on one end that you put between the brake shoes to adjust them out to the right position. So we've got all that now, it's all come, so we're ready to start. So Keith is not very well at all, but what I'm going to do is get the tractor out and first of all bring the exhaust box we've got down and detach it from the rest of the exhaust so that we can fit it at our leisure. And I might do the exhaust first actually, which will mean putting the car in backwards. Might go in, no, I'll put it in backwards I think. Anyway, we shall see, we shall see. I intend to back the tractor walk into the door. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. I intend to back the tractor with the grass cutter overhanging this space I've cleared here, and see if we've got enough room to get to the doors and get the car in. But the tractor ultimately will be going up to the field, of course, and the grass cutter will stay up there and the tractor may stay up there in the shed, or it may come back, I don't know yet. But we've got grass to cut down here, but you can't unfortunately cut that with the tractor, otherwise we'd turn it over. Right, I'm on. Bye now. There's the sight for sore eyes, folks. The workshop unencumbered by the tractor. There she is, outside. She wouldn't bloody start. The battery was flat. Not completely flat, just not up enough to start it. And I've also, I believe I mentioned this last time, but it needs a new earth lead. This is getting hot and I don't think it's anything like big enough either, so we shall get a new one of those. It might go at the end of the day when I need to put it back in, but it might not. But it's tractor out in the sun, folks. Tractor out in the sun. Very nice. There you go. Right. Next thing is a Volvo over this pit. So on we go. Bye now. There we go, folks. One Volvo with new back exhaust box fitted. It was a struggle, as it always is when you fit a different exhaust box to a system that's already partly assembled. But we opened up the pipe. Oh, so quiet, so quiet. We opened up the pipe with a handy piece of pipe that we found that just happened to be an exact fit. And then we found, of course, that the actual hanging bracket on the back of the box was broken off. So we had to take one off the other one, and then guess where it went? Weld it on with a couple of tacks and put it back on, and luckily we got it smack dab in the right place. So that's the first job finished. We now have to put a new steering universal joint on, put 2 rubber boots on the front joints, ball joints at the bottom, and fit some brake expanders that will stop that squeaking handbrake. Right, I'll see you all tomorrow. It's packing up time now, we've had enough. That exhaust, I did that job first because I knew it would be the worst. So right, tomorrow the rest. Bye now. Morning folks. Day 2 of Volvo antics. And Keith's just on his way down. Or at least he will be in a few minutes. So we're all ready for him. I'm going to leave the tractor on charge tonight because it wouldn't start again. Although it is charging. There you go. It's overcast, it's been raining. You can see the mist on yonder hills. But the sun is weakly working its way through. So there you go. You see the chalk on the bank up there. That field up there is virtually naked of soil. Let's go right in. I had a funny experience with there one day in heavy deep snow. Me and a friend of mine were walking towards that ridge you can see right at the top of that field, and I was chatting away to him as we were walking through very deep snow, and all of a sudden he disappeared, and I just turned around and he wasn't there. And I looked and there was a round hole in the snow, and he'd gone straight through an overhang and was now sliding rapidly down that hill on his back, right, not knowing what the hell had happened to him. But it was like that. I mean, the deepest snow drifts I ever saw here were, believe it or not, higher than the cab of a big tractor, ridiculously deep, where snow was driven by the wind into ridiculously deep heaps. But that doesn't happen anymore. Good old global warming. Thank the Lord for global warming, eh? Right, I'll bring you back in a bit. And here he is. Right folks, well the first job is to replace this steering knuckle, which lives right up there. So I'm going to take this black panel off and see if I can't struggle my way into it. I'll bring you back when I've got in there. Bye now. Right, we've removed the 2 screws from the lower black plastic skirt. We've popped the friction fitting out at this end over the OBD port. We've taken this piece off, right, and we're in there. We've taken the big wire circlip off that retains the boot, and I've just slackened the top clamping bolt there, and I'm about to remove the rubber boot and get to the bottom bolt. Okay, on we go.
It doesn't.
Right folks,
Yes.
you see that nut there on the universal joint?
Yes.
I've just had to loosen that,
Yes.
which I've done with a long extension from under the wheel arch.
All right.
Take the wheel off and go from the front, in front of the strut, diagonally through there with 2 long extensions, and we've got it loose, which means we can now pull the UJ off, I hope, and slip the other one back on. Bye now. And there it is folks, the new joint fitted and the bolt tightened. This is an extremely difficult job to do. It requires a very good fitting 10mm socket and 2 long extensions and a ratchet, but you can get to that bolt and loosen it off. And you not only must loosen it off, but you must take it right out, because there's a cutout in the shaft. And when you've taken it right out, you'll probably need to make a very long rod with a wedge on the end, with like a screwdriver point ground on the end, and just tap it into the gap that the bolt closes up, because otherwise it won't come out. And I've just got it off and the other one's gone straight on. And I've tightened the bolt up, so there you go. So it's possible to do it without dropping this up around. Okay, bye now. And here we are on the inside end, folks, where it all pokes through. That's the new one fitted. I've just got to turn it into the correct position now and then drop the shaft off again at the top end to put the rubber shield and the bearing on, and then that'll be job done. Okay, bye now. And that's it, folks. We've just got the wheel to put back on. I've got all the interior back in, and a great struggle with it, but there you go. Right, that's that job done. And here in the vise is the old one, which is fine that way, but completely seized the other way. In fact, look at that, pulled out the vise, completely seized on one side. So there you go, that was the problem. Right, well, it's time, unfortunately, to pack it in again, because it's taken us a lot longer than we thought. But now I knew I'd jinx it by saying all the rest of the jobs are easy. Now all the rest of the jobs really are easy, so we'll do those tomorrow. Bye now. There's a mess on the floor, folks. It's all back together, and it's confession time. I forgot to film any of it. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And next week, when we do the other side, I shall film it, because it was an utter bastard. And it was only difficult, I'll tell you now, it was only difficult because we're doing it on a jack. If you're doing it wheel free on a ramp, the suspension drops. But if you're doing it on a jack, you jack this side up, that puts pressure on the other side, the anti-roll bar transfers the pressure to this side and pushes the strut downwards. So you can't lift the strut enough to get the bottom ball joint back in. Right, and when we realised that, I put a spring clamp on it and put a jack under it and was just about able to get it back together, but it was a rive. And I've had enough. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I haven't even done the brake at this side, so next Monday we'll do the brake at this side, and then we'll flip the car around and we'll do the other two. But the actual ball joint bit went easy. It's just getting the ball joint, all we've done is replace the boot, and it was just getting the wishbone low enough to get the bottom ball joint bolt back into the wishbone. Alright, see you all next week. Bye folks.